All right. Hey guys. It's nice to see you back here for Draw Along Doodles. We're going to do a flamingo today. A very, very cool bird. Also very, very aggressive if you feed him at the zoo. So watch your hands if you're feeding the flamingos. We're going to use our pencil because there are going to be some weird shapes that we've got to go back and erase. This first part right here is a lot like a football or an eye or a lemon. And it's just ever so slightly tilted up to the right. So I'm going to come and I'm going to go over and down and under and to the same point. Okay, that'll give us the bulk of his body. Now we've got to figure out his neck. It curves from that point down in a pretty tight turnaround, like the letter U, or you could think of it as a hairpin turn, and up. That curve is a little bit more loose, kind of like a J or like a candy cane. All right, now instead of just going straight in with this line, we're going to gradually bring it out so that it curves to create the neck. So it's not like I just shoved a pipe cleaner in there. So it's going to curve down, up, staying basically parallel to this one. And then down. And here he's got kind of an oval kind of presence for his head. So we're going to come right there and we're going to add that oval. And then his beak curves down pretty dramatically and then in. The other thing that you notice is a lot of times you'll see them, their eyes are closed. I think I'm going to actually make this one's eyes closed instead of open. For his tail feathers, we're going to stretch that top line back and let it touch the bottom of our eyeball. Now we get his spindly legs. So we're going to come down and we're going to make a really thin rectangle because he hasn't been lifting any weights. So he is there. And we're going to come give him his little knobbly knee. Come down. And then it's time to give him his foot. His foot right here is going to come back a little bit and forward because he does have webbed feet. They are helpful to him. And then we're going to angle it just a little bit up so that it's a V shape. And then we're going to create like a curving W to make his webs. All right, for his second leg, don't start it in the same place. Start it a little bit further back. And it's going to angle back towards the bottom left. We're going to add his knobbly knee, and he's going to be bending and holding this leg up. So when we come to do the next part, we're going to come forward with that spindly little leg. I'm going to take it a little bit past his other part. And then when they are holding their leg up, they kind of droop. They just droop their little flipper. So I'm going to curve down slightly and down slightly. And then I'm going to make part of the web that you can see. All right. I'm going to come in here and give him a little bit of feather definition. Doesn't have to be a ton. You just want it to not feel like you bought a pink lemon and put it on the paper. So giving him a little bit of feather definition will help him. Okay. Time to go and Sharpie. I would make sure, if you think you're going to accidentally go over, that you erase right where it's overlapping and erase that top part of that oval where it's hitting as well. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start at the beak. I'll come around. And just like we've talked about before, I'm using my Sharpie smoothly because really it's going and giving clarity to that line as opposed to continuing the sketchy line that I was doing. If I was using something like pencil or charcoal, that might be a little bit more appropriate. But in this case, it's intentionally very smooth so that it's very easy to understand. There we go. Now theirs are really divided in half. And then the top part of that, well, the top part, the very bottom tip, the beak, is black. Like I said, I'm going to make him with his eye closed. He's taking a nap. And then I'm going to come in and do his feathers. I'm going to go ahead and do his feathers in the thick because it is such a major feature for him. It's not like we're doing tiny feathers. We're really doing those big, important pieces. And then I'm going to come do the legs. I'm going to go very carefully, making sure I try to stay parallel to the lines I'm doing myself. And remember, you don't have to use a Sharpie. You can use a pen. You can use whatever you have. This is just what I have at my house. So any way you draw is fine, as long as you're continuing to try. Okay, I've got this. I'm ready to erase and add my color. Good job, guys. I'll see you again later.